In this video, we're going to go over some examples. So for example, number 1, a coin is tossed twice. List the sample space and find the probability of observing 2 heads, at least 1 head. So the first thing we know is that a coin is tossed twice. So the sample space is heads, 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 tails, tails, heads, and tails, tails. So the probability of observing 2 heads, when they tell you 2 heads, is exactly 2 heads. So in this case, it's 1 out of 4. At least 1 head is going to be 3 out of 4. Number 2, a coin is tossed 3 times. So we're going to go ahead and create a tree diagram. We have either heads or tails for the first toss. From there, we branch out heads or tails, heads or tails. This is the second toss. And then from there, we branch out again, heads, tails, heads, tails. So every single time we keep branching out. And then this is going to give me a total of 8 possibilities. So my sample space, I'm going to write it right above, is equal to heads, 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 tails, heads, tails, heads, heads, tails, 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 heads, heads, tails, heads, tails, 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 heads, and finally tails, tails, tails. So that's a total of 8 different possibilities in my sample space. So for part A, 2 heads showing uppermost is very redundant because when you flip a coin, of course, you're going to look at what landed at the top. Nobody lifts a coin to check to see what happened at the bottom. So that part of the question is very redundant. The probability that you get 2 heads, it has to be exactly 2 heads. So that's 1, 2, 3. So the answer is going to be 3 over 8. Then for part B, it says at least 2 heads. So in this case, not only do I have the 3 that I've already shown you, but I have to add the one that's heads, heads, heads. So that answer is 4 over 8 or 1/2. Then for part C, it says 3 heads or 3 tails. So 3 heads or 3 tails. The answer is 2 out of 8 or 1 out of 4. Number 3, a letter is chosen at random from the word fertility. Find the probability the letter chosen is the letter T. So there's 1, 2 T's, which is what we want, a T, out of a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different letters. So the answer is 2 out of 9. The probability we get the letter I. So the letter I, there's 1, 2, again, 2 out of 9 I's. A consonant in the English alphabet, okay, so in the United States, in the English alphabet, there are 26 letters in the English alphabet. 5 of those letters are vowels. Those are A, E, I, O, and U, which means there are 21 consonants, which are every other letter that's not a vowel. So B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. So a consonant right now is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 9. And a vowel will be 3 out of 9. In number 4, we have a bag has 20 coins numbered 1 to 20. A coin is drawn at random and its number is noted. What is the probability the coin drawn has an even number? Well, half the numbers are going to be even, so that's going to be 10 out of 20 or 1/2. A number that is divisible by 3. So the numbers that are divisible by 3 from 1 to 20 is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18 because I can't include 21 because we're talking about the numbers from 1 to 20. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 20, which can be simplified if I divide by 2, 3 out of 10. A number that is divisible by 3 or 5. The numbers that are divisible by 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20. Now you have to be careful because if you remember, I told you in one of the past videos, you cannot overcount in probability. So here, if you notice, the number 15 appears twice. We got to make sure not to count it twice. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 20 numbers that are either divisible by 3 or 5. From an urn containing 16 cubes, of which 6 are red, 4 white, and 6 are black, a cube is drawn at random. What's the probability the cube is red? There are 6 out of 16 cubes that are red. If you divide by 2, that's 3 over 8. The probability they are white, 4 of them are white, so that's 4 out of 16, or 1/4. Black, that's again 6 out of 16, or 3/8. And then red or black, you have to add when it's or. So red is 6, black is 6, so that means 12 out of 16, or if you divide by 4, 3 over 4. So I hope that you found this helpful. These are pretty easy examples, and of course they get a little bit more interesting, but for now, these should be good examples for you to practice probability.